You are not supposed to exist. Not you specifically. All of us. Every biologist, every cosmologist, every physicist who has run the numbers arrives at the same conclusion: the conditions required to produce a conscious, tool-using, curious organism are so improbably stacked, so ludicrously fine-tuned, that the math doesn't just suggest we're rare. It suggests we're impossible. And yet, here we are. Number 10. The Rare Earth Calculation. In 1999, paleontologist Peter Ward and astronomer Joe Brownlee sat down and did what scientists are not supposed to do. They got honest. Their book, Rare Earth, compiled every known factor required to produce complex multicellular life, and then multiplied the probabilities together. Here is the rule. Life needs a planet. Planets are common. There are an estimated 1 trillion planets in the Milky Way alone. The universe should be teeming. Here is the violation. When Ward and Brownlee ran the numbers, the right star type, the right galactic location, the right planet size, the right moon, the right orbit, the right geological activity, the probability of a planet like Earth did not come out small. It came out at roughly 1 in 10 to the power of 40. That is a 1 followed by 40 zeros. The number of atoms in a grain of sand is 10 to the 23rd. The number of stars in the observable universe is 10 to the 24th. Ward and Brownlee's number dwarfs both. Scientists argued. They said the calculation was too conservative, too Earth-centric. They tried to find errors. Decades later, updated models have only added more required variables to the list. The terrifying implication: our galaxy may contain 1 trillion planets and 0 other complex life forms. We may have won a lottery that no one else even entered. Number 9. The Cambrian explosion trigger. 541 million years ago, something happened that Charles Darwin found so disturbing he spent an entire chapter of On the Origin of Species trying to explain it and failed. The rule: evolution is slow. It is gradual, incremental. Eyes develop over millions of years. Limbs take eons. Darwin's entire framework depends on this pace. The violation: in a geological window of roughly 5 million years a blink, cosmically speaking, almost every major animal body plan on Earth appeared simultaneously. Eyes, limbs, shells, predation, the nervous system. Before the Cambrian explosion, Earth had simple microbial mats. After it, there were arthropods with compound lenses. Darwin called this inexplicable. The word he used was inexplicable, not challenging. Not puzzling. Inexplicable, scientists have proposed increased oxygen levels. They've proposed snowball Earth thawing. They've proposed genetic regulatory changes that unlocked developmental complexity. None of these explanations has survived peer review intact. Every proposed mechanism raises new questions. What triggered it? We don't know. What turned the switch? We don't know. Whether it could have happened differently, whether the result was deterministic or random, is a question that keeps evolutionary biologists awake. The implication, the single event most responsible for the body you currently inhabit, was triggered by something we cannot identify, cannot replicate, and cannot predict. Number 8. The moon's exact size. Humans take the moon for granted. It is a rock. It hangs there. It causes tides. Nice, the rule: moons are common. Mars has 2. Jupiter has 95. A large moon orbiting a rocky planet should be unremarkable. Here is the violation. Earth's moon is not just large. It is large in a very specific way. The moon sits at a precise distance and precise mass that stabilizes Earth's axial tilt at 23.5 degrees, give or take 1.3 degrees over long periods. That stability is not decorative. Simulations show that without the moon, Earth's axial tilt would swing chaotically between 0 and 85 degrees over millions of years. 0 degrees, no seasons, permanent ice at the poles, permanent tropics at the equator. 85 degrees, Earth rotating almost on its side, one hemisphere in permanent sunlight, one in permanent dark. Mars, which has no large stabilizing moon, has had its axial tilt swing between 15 and 35 degrees in recorded history. It is currently 25 degrees. It may have once been 60. Scientists tried to explain the moon as a cosmic accident. A Mars-sized object struck Earth 4.5 billion years ago, and the debris coalesced into our moon. That part is accepted. What is not explained, why that collision produced a moon of precisely the mass needed to do exactly what it does. 1 degree of extra wobble. That's all it takes. Complex life ends. Number 7. Jupiter's shield role. Jupiter is big. Everyone knows Jupiter is big. 1,300 Earths fit inside it. Fine, the rule. A large outer planet in a solar system is neutral. It orbits. It does its thing. The violation, Jupiter is not neutral. Jupiter is a bouncer. Its gravitational field is so immense that over the past 4.5 billion years, it has systematically deflected, absorbed, or ejected an estimated 2,000 objects capable of causing mass extinction-level impacts on Earth. Comets traveling at 50 kilometers per second, aimed at the inner solar system, have been rerouted or swallowed by Jupiter's gravity well. We have watched this happen in real time. In 1994, comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 slammed into Jupiter across 21 separate impact events. The largest impact left a scar in Jupiter's atmosphere the size of Earth. Had that comet reached us instead, it would have ended the Cretaceous. Again, here is the problem. Planetary systems with a Jupiter-sized gas giant in Jupiter's exact orbital position are estimated at fewer than 10% of star systems. Most gas giants are closer in, where they would destabilize rocky inner planets rather than protect them. The implication: for complex life to exist on Earth, we needed a specific shield at a specific distance. Most solar systems don't have one. Number 6. The magnetic field timing. Earth has a magnetic field. It protects us from solar radiation. Standard planetary science. Fine, here's what is not fine. The magnetic field has flipped reversed polarity completely 183 times in the past 83 million years. North becomes south. South becomes north. During these transitions, which can take anywhere from 1,000 to 15,000 years, the field weakens dramatically. Surface radiation increases by an estimated 300%. Scientists assumed these flips were slow enough to be survivable. Then they looked at the fossil record surrounding flip events and found elevated extinction rates. Then they looked at the timing of some flips and found they were not gradual. Some appear to have occurred within a century. Panic ensued. One proposed mechanism is disturbances in the outer core's fluid dynamics. Another is interaction with large low-shear velocity provinces, mysterious continent-sized structures deep in Earth's mantle that no one fully understands. Here is the terrifying part. We are currently in one. Earth's magnetic field has been weakening for the past 160 years at roughly 5% per century. The South Atlantic anomaly, a region of dramatically reduced field strength, is growing. Satellites already require extra shielding there. GPS systems already experience disruptions there. We may be in the early stages of a reversal. We don't know. We have never observed one with modern instruments. Number 5. Panspermia confirmed in lab. The question has always been, did life begin on Earth, or could it have arrived? The rule, re-entry into Earth's atmosphere, is lethal. Temperatures exceed 1,600 degrees Celsius. Pressures are crushing. Nothing biological survives. The violation: in 2020, the Japanese Hayabusa 2 mission returned samples from asteroid Ryugu. Analysis confirmed complex organic molecules, amino acid precursors, surviving the journey through space. But more dramatically, laboratory simulations of re-entry conditions, run by teams at the German Aerospace Center, showed that colonies of Deinococcus radiodurans, a bacterium sometimes called the world's most radiation-resistant organism, survived re-entry pressures when embedded in aggregate clusters. Not individual cells. Colonies, together, this is physically important. It means life does not need to originate independently on each planet. It means a single origin event could seed an entire galaxy across billions of years, carried inside asteroids, ejected by impacts, traveling through interstellar space, surviving re-entry. Scientists immediately saw the double implication. If life travels between planets, then life may be universal and simultaneously. Finding microbial life on Mars or Europa would not confirm a second independent origin. It might just be us, our ancestors, already there. The open question: did life begin on Earth, or did Earth receive life from somewhere else? And is there any way, ever, to know? Number 4. The Great Oxygenation Event. 2.4 billion years ago, something catastrophic happened to Earth. It was not an asteroid. It was not a supervolcano. It was a bacterium. Cyanobacteria, microscopic, single-celled, photosynthesizing organisms, began producing oxygen as a metabolic byproduct. At the time, oxygen was poison. The entire biosphere was anaerobic. Every living thing on Earth depended on a world with no free oxygen. The cyanobacteria didn't care. They photosynthesized. They exhaled. And over the course of roughly 300 million years, they fundamentally altered the atmosphere of an entire planet. The result: the first mass extinction in Earth's history. Anaerobic organisms died in numbers we have no good estimate for. The ones that survived retreated to the deep ocean, to sulfur vents, to the buried airless places. Then something extraordinary happened. The survivors adapted. And the oxidative environment that had been a death sentence became a rocket engine for biological complexity. Mitochondria, the organelles powering every complex cell in your body right now, are descended from bacteria that learned to use oxygen. Your ability to think, to move, to read these words, is powered by the descendants of survivors from a mass extinction. The implication: the most important event in the history of animal life, was caused accidentally. By bacteria with no goal, no direction, and no awareness that they were building the future. Complex life was a side effect. Number 3. The Goldilocks atmosphere. Earth's atmosphere is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% everything else. Standard fact. Textbook stuff. Here is what the textbooks don't emphasize. Atmospheric pressure at sea level is 101.3 kilopascals. This is not arbitrary. This is the precise pressure range at which liquid water remains stable across the temperature variations Earth experiences across seasons and latitudes. Drop pressure significantly, water boils at lower temperatures. Increase pressure significantly, water's thermal properties change. The specific combination of atmospheric pressure, composition, and Earth's surface temperature creates a window in which liquid water exists in all three phases: solid, liquid, gas simultaneously on a single planet. Scientists at the University of Arizona ran climate simulations on Earth like planets with atmospheric pressures ranging from 0.5 to 2.0 bar. Only a narrow band centered precisely on Earth's current pressure produced stable, globally distributed liquid water across multiple seasons. This pressure is maintained by a geological carbonate-silicate cycle that took billions of years to stabilize. Before it did, Earth swung between snowball states and hothouse states with no stable middle ground. We are currently at the middle ground. We have been for roughly 500 million years. That is not a coincidence. That is an extraordinary run of atmospheric luck or design. Scientists are not allowed to say design, but they notice the number. Number 2. The TRAPPIST-1 recalculation. In 2017, NASA announced TRAPPIST-1. 7 Earth-sized planets. 3 in the habitable zone. The most promising star system for life ever discovered. The internet called it humanity's backup planet. Scientists allowed themselves to be hopeful. Then the updates came. TRAPPIST-1 is a red dwarf. Red dwarfs are dim and cool, stable, long-lived, and abundant. They make up 70% of all stars. The habitable zone around a red dwarf is close in. Here is the problem with close in. Planets in close orbits are tidally locked. One side permanently faces the star. One side is permanent night. This alone is survivable. Theoretically, atmospheric circulation could distribute heat. Scientists accepted this. What scientists did not accept: the UV and X-ray radiation output from TRAPPIST-1. Updated models published in 2023 show the habitable zone planets in TRAPPIST-1 receive UV radiation doses approximately 4,000 times higher than Earth receives from the Sun. Not 4 times, 4,000 times. The ozone layer that shields Earth took hundreds of millions of years to build. TRAPPIST-1's radiation would strip an Earth-like atmosphere in approximately 1 billion years, far less than the time required to develop complex life. James Webb has now directly observed TRAPPIST-1b and TRAPPIST-1c. Neither shows any trace of a substantial atmosphere. The most exciting star system we have ever found may be sterile. The Implication, the most abundant type of star in the universe, may be incompatible with life. Number 1. The Implication for SETI. This is where all 10 converge. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence has been running since 1960. 65 years. We have scanned billions of radio frequencies. We have swept the sky with Arecibo, with Parcus, with the Allen Telescope Array. We have processed terabytes of data. We have found nothing. The Fermi paradox asks, if intelligent life exists, where is it? The classic answer was, space is big and radio waves are slow. Give it time. The new answer, after everything above, is darker. The rare Earth calculation gives 1 in 10 to the 40th. The Cambrian explosion requires an unidentified trigger. The moon must be exactly sized. Jupiter must be exactly placed. The magnetic field must stabilize at the right moment. Life may need to be seeded, but seeding doesn't guarantee complexity. Atmospheric pressure must be precise. Red dwarf systems, 70% of all systems, may be lethal. Stack all of these. Multiply the probabilities. The math does not produce a universe teeming with intelligence. It produces a universe where the average distance between civilizations could exceed the observable universe itself. We may not be alone in the abstract sense of microbial life scattered on ocean floor rocks somewhere, but we may be alone in every sense that matters. Alone as in, no signal will ever come. Alone as in, the silence is the answer. SETI researchers know this. They keep searching anyway, because the alternative accepting the silence requires accepting something our minds are not built to hold. Each of these discoveries arrived quietly. No press conference, no headline, just a paper, a calculation, a number that didn't fit. And yet together they form a picture of a universe that produced consciousness exactly once here by accident, against odds that should have made it impossible. The universe is not hostile to life. It is simply indifferent. And in that indifference, we happened. That is either the most terrifying thing you have ever heard or the most extraordinary. It may be both. If you want to see more videos like this, click the video on screen now.